Hollow Knight. This Metroidvania tells the tale of a lone warrior's descent into an underground kingdom filled with bugs that should be terrifying, but are instead mostly adorable. But which bug is the most adorable? If there's one thing humans love to do when they see an adorable creature, it's ask, would these make great pets? I think these would make great pets. But which Hollow Knight boss is truly man's best friend? Fear not, listener. I got you. Today, I will definitively rank every Hollow Knight boss based on how good they would be as pets. We'll look at all the original bosses, plus Grim. No variants, God Home bosses, or Dream Warriors, because they're basically just shinies, theological abstracts, or dead, respectively. I'll rank each boss based on 4 criteria. 1. Physical cuteness, henceforth PC. Cohabitability, henceforth CH. Personality, henceforth P. The gifts of their company, henceforth GOTC. Each boss will receive a rank out of 5 in each criteria, which combined will determine their place on the Snuggle spectrum, trademark. So here we go. We will work our way from the lowest ranked boss in terms of being a pet to the highest ranked boss in terms of being a pet. And starting with number 25, it's the Fluke Marm. This boss is nothing but orifices and is described as an insatiable breeder. So that's a big nope. It also gifts you with the ability to reproduce like it does, and I don't need more people foisting their breeder philosophy on me. Also, because there's not enough room to say this in the Twitter thread, I would also like to add that it gets a 0 out of all categories, just because it's named Fluke Marm, which is disgusting. Next up, we have number 24, Nosk. This is an apex predator from the scariest place in Hollowness who can shapeshift into its prey. Imagine waking up and seeing a clone of yourself, only to realize if you don't feed it on time, it'll turn into a spider and devour you. Need I say more? Number 23 is Zote. This little dipshit will take credit for all your accomplishments, copy your outfit and claim he wore it first, constantly need you to bail him out of trouble, and on top of all that, he'll steal your girl. And nobody will believe you when you tell them he did these things. Emphasis on little, am I right? Oh, he is extremely tiny, as you can see from this representative image. Number 22 is the Vengefly King. I shouldn't have to explain why basically inviting the daddy of all hornets to live in your house is a bad idea, right? Plus, if he's not trying to chew on everything, he'll busy himself dive-bombing your guests. Number 21 is the brooding Malloc. When it's not barfing up all over your floor, it refuses to let you get close enough to pet it because of its scythe arms. It's also driven mad by isolation from its own kind, and I don't need more people foisting their brooding philosophy on me. Number 20 is the Hollow Knight itself. The titular Hollow Knight scores pretty low because of its possession by a higher being that spreads a ruinous plague of civilization-destroying madness. It also self-mutilates out of a crushing sense of guilt, so there's a lot of pet therapy in your future if you adopt this boss. It's got a 213 for a total score of 6. I'm going to start doing the scores. I haven't been doing them up to this point because they've been too low to really even bother to talk about them. Number 19 is the Broken Vessel. Despite not being possessed by an extra-dimensional ruinous plague entity, Broken Vessel still scores low on account of not being cool enough to be possessed by an extra-dimensional ruinous plague entity. Show up with something or don't show up at all, dude. The Broken Vessel gets a 2 in the PC category, a 2 in the CH category, 0 in the personality category, and 2 for the gifts of their company, for a total of 6. Up next at number 18, we have Radiance. While she's furry and beautiful despite the tentacles, she does want to consume your mind with an infectious dream plague. Also, she's scared of the dark and creates blinding beams of light to drive it away, so you're just never going to get a good night's sleep ever again. She scores really high in physical cuteness with a 4, 0 in cohabitability though because of that ruinous plague, 4 for personality, another 0 for the gifts of their company, for a total of 8. Number 17 is the Dung Defender. Now I thought the Dung Defender would score higher on this list because of his good looks and charming personality. Unfortunately, he lives in shit, smells like shit, and can only offer to make you smell like shit too. And we've all had that roommate. He has a 4 for physical cuteness and a 4 for personality, but 0 in the cohabitability and gifts of their company sections, making him a snuggle score of 8. Coming in at number 16 is the Collector. This boss must have played The Sims just to see the characters fuck, because he just jumps around yelling woohoo all day. His klepto nature is very 50-50. Sometimes he'll find treasure. Sometimes you'll find your husband strung up and gagged in the attic. He gets a 2 for physical cuteness, a 1 for cohabitability and personality, but 5 for gifts of their company. Depending on how you feel about your husband, that last sentence might actually not be a deal breaker. Number 15 is the Gruz Mother. All she wants to do is take naps, though she will slam around the room like a maniac if you disturb her. Sadly, she is also always pregnant, and will be giving birth on the new ottoman from IKEA you just finished building. Don't kid yourself. She's a 4 for physical cuteness, 4 for cohabitability, but 1 in the personality and gifts of their company, for a total of 10 on her snuggle score. Number 14 is the God Tamer. This boss has been bred exclusively for combat, so don't be surprised if the only way it knows how to express love is through stabbing, strangleholds, and gladiator quotes. She might be from the Trial of the Fool, but that doesn't mean that you have to be one. She is a 3 for physical cuteness, 3 for cohabitability, 2 for personality, and 2 for gifts of their company, for a total of 10 on the snuggle score. Hi, Pudger. We're reading about pets. Did you think I was mentioning you? Hi, Pudger. Number 13 is the Crystal Guardian. This pet will be a boom for your crystal bitch business, as it will be constantly mining for them. Of course, it'll also keep you from moving freely through your home by filling it with lasers. She's a drama queen, let's be true. The Crystal Guardian has a 3 for physical cuteness, 2 for cohabitability, 2 for personality, and a 4 for the gifts of their company, for a snuggle score of 11. Number 12 is the Soul Warrior. He's discovered the secret to immortality, but he's got a bad memory, so getting that knowledge out of him is going to be tricky. He's basically Dory if she had a weapon and a murderous instinct, which also describes Jason Bourne, now that I think about it. Wait. She has a 3 for physical cuteness, a 2 for cohabitability, 2 for personality, and a 4 for the gifts of their company. I've given her a snuggle score of 11. Next up, we have the Soul Master. He totally remembers how to tell you the secrets of immortality, except you can definitely tell he thinks he's better than you. He also loves to pull pranks and won't accept when he's beaten. And the last thing you want is Ashton Kutcher as a pet. He has a 2 for physical cuteness, 3 for cohabitability and personality, and a 4 for the gifts of their company, for a total of 12. These are all very much the mid-tier bosses. Next up is number 10 is Umu. With this big squishy boy, yeah, you better keep a lid on its fish tank or it will fly out and fill your home with deadly electrical storms. On the other hand, its name is dangerously close to Uwu, and that's fantastic. It has a 5 for physical cuteness, a 2 for personality and cohabitability, and a 3 for the gifts of their company, for a total of 12. Umu. Number 9 is the Traitor Lord. This big boy will be an absolute hit on your pet Insta with this fascinating backstory. Unfortunately, he has huge drawbacks. He will kill your friends, rip cloth, if they come hang out. Plus, Traitor is right there in his name. Come on, guys. He's the Traitor Lord. It's right. It's in his name. He's the Traitor Lord. You can't trust him. It's the Traitor Lord. He's a 4 for physical cuteness, a 1 for cohabitability, but then a 4 for personality and the gifts of their company. So he has a 13 on the snuggle spectrum. Who died? That's no good. Cloth died, man. Rip to cloth. All right, number 8 is the Watcher Knights. These rowdy bros might be the biggest himbos in Hollow Nest, and you might think that'll be fun for a pet, but it'll quickly become like when your friend invites you their frat to your housewarming party without checking with you first. He is a 4 for physical cuteness, a 3 for cohabitability, 3 for personality, and 3 for the gifts of their company, for a total of 13. Just 1 second. My cat is making a lot of noise with the carpet because he wants me to open the door and let him out of the office. I'll be right back. Butter! Stop making so much noise. Go. Get. Unbelievable. The cat has no manners, I tell ya. Oblobbles is number 7. This 2-for-1 deal is constantly spinning goop in all directions, so you'll be cleaning the floors, walls, and ceiling constantly. Like just constantly. This boss is the equivalent of living with the marketing director for Gwyneth Paltrow. It's just goop everywhere. Has a physical cuteness of 5, a cohabitability and personality of 3, and the gifts of their company is a 2, giving him a total snuggle score of 13. Number 6 is the False Knight. Despite his imposing armor, he actually has an adorable baby face under that helmet. The armor also makes him unkillable as long as he's in it, which is the perfect built-in pet carrier, though the vet will hate it. He has a snuggle score of 13, which is made up of a physical cuteness of 4, and a cohabitability, personality, and gifts of their company of 333. So we are now into the top 5. So these are people who've broken the top 5 points of the snuggle score. These are the ideal pets. Any one of these next 5 is an ideal pet, though of course we are building up to the most ideal pet. Number 5 is Grim. This boss is a real showman and probably the most entertaining you could have as a pet. The problem is the performance is a charade so that he can feed an entity which has enslaved his soul, and nobody likes hidden fees in the adoption papers. His physical cuteness is 4, his cohabitability is 3, his personality is 5, and the gifts of his company are 3, giving him a total snuggle score of 15. Oops, I've opened up the image of the Mantis Lords quite large, but they are number 4. Mantis Lords, while not as handsome as their brother the Traitor Lord, this boss will keep all the nastiest creatures from getting into your home and be loyal to you for all time if you can prove yourself worthy by surviving their tendency to throw boomerangs at you. They have a physical cuteness of 1, but they make up for it with a cohabitability of 5, a personality of 5, and a gifts of their company of 4, putting them at 15. Number 3, Hive Knight. Basically Dung Defender, but without the stink. The Hive Knight is a fuzzy and handsome boy who will steal your heart with his charm and cuddles. Sadly, he's eternally loyal to his queen, so you'll always be second best and know it. He has a physical cuteness of 5, cohabitability of 4, personality of 3, and a gifts of their company of 4, for a snuggle score of 16. And if I might say so, he's the handsomest. He's the handsomest boss. He doesn't win because of the other category, but he's the handsomest. I'd give him a 6 if I could. Number 2 is Hornet. Princess of a ruined kingdom, so she knows what's good. She'll teach you to dash, which is the coolest ability in any game that I wish I had in real life. And she's the only boss who actually cares about you, and so you'll never wonder if she actually loves you or she just wants food, which is something I constantly wonder about with my pets. She's a snuggle score of 18, which comes from her physical cuteness of 5, cohabitability of 4, personality of 5, and gifts of their company 4. Ross, you know you can dash in real life, right? You can't, Adam. I've never dashed a day in my life the way that I want to. I want to dash with iframes in real life. I can't dash. I want to dash with iframes in real life. That's what I want. Well, I think that's enough preamble. We're going to get to what you all wanted to know from the very start of this list. Who's number 1? Who is the number 1 best boss in the game? And it's the Massive Moss Charger. The best boss as a pet is entirely, easily this good boy. It's big, fuzzy, and will always rush straight to you with big love the moment you get home. It's also the pet equivalent of 4 hamsters wearing a trench coat, and what's more adorable than that? He has a perfect score across the board, 5 physical cuteness, 5 cohabitability, 5 personality, 5 gifts of their company, for a total snuggle score of 20. So there you have it. If you wanted to know, which nobody asked for, what the best boss pet in Hollow Knight is, which Hollow Knight would be the best ranked based on their pet qualities, it's Massive Moss Charger. Thank you all for participating in this dramatic reading. Let's look at what some of our engagement in the community has generated.